Right now on News 3 this morning, Saturday, the investigation at the Sun Prairie explosion site ends overnight. What's next for the city as they begin the process of rebuilding? Plus, after a shocking number of suicides in Mount Horeb, teachers, staff, and administrators are finding more ways to meet the mental health needs of their kids, how they're raising awareness for a growing concern this weekend. And Maxwell Street Days will look a little different this year. Why they've invited Monroe Street businesses to join them. Your news starts right now.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good Saturday morning, and thanks so much for joining us for News 3 This Morning, Saturday. It is July 21st, just after 8 o'clock right now. Josh Brighter, we've got meteorologist Hattie McLean in for Chris this morning. Thanks for extending your work week a little bit for us.
What day is it? Is this Monday for me?
You're probably going to confuse people a little bit, being like, what is she doing here?
Don't worry, it's the weekend. It is Saturday morning, and I have a better forecast for you than what we had yesterday. Still kind of a gray start to the day. Here's a live look at downtown Madison from the Edgewater Skycam, looking over at Union Terrace, which I'm sure will be a very busy place today. The lake looks a little choppy this morning. There is a north wind anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour. Doppler track, though, is dry right now, and that's good news. We had quite a soggy day yesterday. I would expect some showers to begin to pop up, though, as we head towards the lunch hour today. So just keep the umbrella handy. Don't cancel any plans. 68 degrees is our temperature in Madison right now. It is 70 in Janesville and 68 in Prairie du Chien, 66 up to the north in the Dells. Temperatures today will climb into the middle 70s, but north winds will be a little cooler. It is going to be a muggy day, though, with scattered showers and even a few isolated thunderstorms through the afternoon. Here's a look at our first alert traffic maps this morning. Not a whole lot of traffic showing up right now. No accidents or delays to slow you down. If you are headed into Madison right now, you're still going at posted speeds from the surrounding communities. And that's your first alert traffic.
I've got to say, it's kind of nice getting a little relief from that heat. Even if it's cloudy, it's nice not to be out there sweating all the time.
That's true. Not a bad day today at all. Most of the day will be dry.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Breaking overnight, the investigation into what caused the deadly explosion in downtown Sun Prairie is officially over. Right now, we don't yet know what police and private investigators found during that investigation, but the city administrator and Sun Prairie police chief have confirmed to News 3 it has ended. The site will now be turned over to the city for cleanup and recovery. The city of Sun Prairie posted on its Facebook page overnight that it looks forward to getting the area clean, repaired, and functioning again, and greatly appreciates the ongoing patience and cooperation of impacted residences and businesses. Governor Walker has declared a state of emergency for Sun Prairie and Dane County following last week's explosion. The executive order directs state agencies to continue to provide aid to the community. The governor writes, "My thoughts and prayers continue with the people of Sun Prairie." This declaration will ensure state agencies provide whatever assistance is needed to help the community rebuild and to help families impacted recover. Following the explosion, the city of Sun Prairie is hearing concerns about debris affecting the air quality there. The city administrator says some of the buildings close to the blast site are older and could contain minerals that are hazardous to your health. Some people who live in the area have even told us it's hard for them to breathe when they're near downtown Sun Prairie. City officials say right now they're following instructions from the Department of Natural Resources.
So we're doing the best we can as far as handling that debris safely, trying to mitigate any dust, anything going into the air, whether it be asbestos, whether it be lead paint or anything of that nature.
The DNR has also instructed the city to water down debris as it's removed from the area. When the buildings get torn down, they will water down that debris as well. New this morning, a silver alert has been canceled for an elderly man. 62-year-old Paul Looper Jr. has been found safe. The Wisconsin Crime Alert Network announced Looper missing last night. The Mayville man had last been seen in Madison. Developing right now at Devil's Lake State Park, investigators are trying to figure out how a fisherman died. He was found dead in the lake Friday evening. The DNR says a passerby called 911 around 6:15 last night after finding the man unresponsive near the park's south shore. They tried to perform CPR but were unable to revive him. We're told the man was in his 50s and it is an ongoing investigation. 8:03 this morning. Right now, police in Sheboygan County say a pilot died on impact after crashing his plane Friday afternoon. The pilot's vintage military-style plane crashed into a farm field on County Highway O around 4 o'clock Friday. That's in Sheboygan Falls. 50 animals were also killed when the plane crashed into the barn they were being housed in. 2 farmers were injured. One was flown to a hospital. The other was transported by ambulance.
The FAA will be assisting us in our investigation, and the NTSB will also be hopefully arriving sometime either late tonight or tomorrow.
Crews say the building hit is a total loss and a second structure has significant damage. They believe the plane was taking off at the time of the crash. Following the deadly duck boat accident in Missouri that killed 17 people this week, we checked in with the companies and the Dells that use them. Both tell us their attractions are safe and different from the one in Missouri. The ducks and the Dells are original World War II vehicles. The owners say many ducks across the country are not originals, and in the Dells, they always stay 100 to 150 feet away from the shore.
And we have easy exits all along the 2 miles that we travel on along the Wisconsin River. Then when we get into Lake Delton, we have an entrance and an exit. They're about 300 plus yards apart, so we're able to get out of the water at any place within a minute or so.
Both Dell's Army ducks and the original Wisconsin ducks pay close attention to the forecast and won't go out in severe weather. They tell us the local police department also notifies the attractions in the Dells if there is severe weather on the way. This morning, investigators have new hope in solving a 23-year-old Rock County cold case. Known as John Clinton Doe, or JCD, a young man's body was found in 1995 in the woods near Clinton, Wisconsin. While foul play is not suspected, to this day, he has not been identified. We now have a full body picture, including what he was likely wearing. It's from the Find John Clinton Doe project, which is run by a private investigator, Jack Freeze of Wisconsin. He says it took 3 years to determine JDC's clothing, including his exact heavy metal band t-shirt. Freeze is hopeful the sketch will jar the memories of people who may have seen him in the Rock County area in the early 90s.
I think that and was laying somewhere in a grave. I think that personally I would want to make sure that he gets his name back.
Investigators hope new advancements in genetics testing will help identify JCD. Anyone with information is asked to call either the Rock County Sheriff's Office or the Find JCD project. 8:06 right now. The superintendent of Mount Horeb Schools says his community is stronger together. This comes after the loss of 3 young people in that village. A 19-year-old and 21-year-old both died by suicide within the last couple weeks. And police are looking into whether a 10-year-old boy took his own life as well. Tomorrow night, Mount Horeb is inviting people to a candlelight vigil in light of the recent suicides in that community. It starts at 8 p.m. Sunday at the fire station, ending at what's known as the Happy Place Garden at the Intermediate Center across from Liberty Park. At the end of the walk, there will be note cards and markers available for people to express their thoughts. We talked with the family of 19-year-old Joseph Larson this week. Family and friends were shocked when he took his own life earlier this month. His mom, Heidi, says her son struggled with autism, anxiety, and depression. Happening today, the Culvers in Mount Horeb is donating 25% of its sales to Joseph's family. We want to remind you there are phone lines, text lines, all sorts of crisis resources that are there to help you if you're struggling. The 24-hour National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number is on your screen right now, 1-800-273-2855. We also have a number of Wisconsin-based resources up on our Time to Talk page right now at channel3000.com. Well, 8:08 is your time. An annual shopping tradition in downtown Madison will include more stores selling on State Street this weekend. Maxwell Street Days continues today and runs through Sunday. Shops along there will bring their deals out onto the sidewalks, and this year, organizers invited businesses on Monroe Street to participate. Many of those family-owned stores have struggled to keep customers coming in during the road construction along that street. Also happening this weekend, you have a chance to check out planes from World War II and the Vietnam War and also the Korean War. It's Janesville Warbird Weekend at the Southern Wisconsin Regional Airport. An event coordinator tells the Janesville Gazette that seeing the planes doesn't just teach people about history. Veterans can get inside the cockpit to fly those planes, hopefully replacing some of the traumatic memories associated with war with new memories of flying. Warbird Weekend runs both today and tomorrow. Coming up on 8:09, it's a gray start out there this morning for fairgoers and market shoppers. Rain has been soaking much of the area for the past day or so. Taking a live look over the Capitol, downtown this Saturday morning. Hattie's in next with the weekend forecast and how it's shaping up. And there are several shows and movies you should find some time for this weekend. Will's here with your 3 things to watch. That's all coming up on News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good morning from the Hattie-O patio. It's a gray but dry start this morning across southern Wisconsin. Don't need the umbrella right now, but you'll want to keep it close by through the day today. Boy, what a soggy day yesterday. We had on and off showers throughout the entire day. Some of those showers were quite heavy at times. You can see on this map, this is 48-hour precipitation estimate, so taking into account what fell on Thursday and Friday, anywhere you see that light blue shaded color, that's indicative of over an inch of rain, and many spots picked up over an inch. Officially in Madison, we're at about 1.3 inches for this event. Higher amounts, so 2 to 3 inches estimated on the radar map in parts of southwestern Wisconsin. Everyone, though, at least picking up some much needed rain. Now, this morning, things are much quieter on the radar map, but if we zoom it out, you'll see that there are still bands of precipitation rotating counterclockwise around this storm system. It's right on the tip of Lake Michigan, so we're on the western edge of this storm system, but I think as we head into the afternoon, we are likely to see some more scattered showers or even an isolated thunderstorm pop up across southern Wisconsin. Here's a look at your farmers market forecast. If you still want to head down to the market, not a bad morning to do so. It's not terribly hot, which is nice. We do have cloudy skies, but after the lunch hour, fair game for some showers to begin to move in. So keep that in mind if you are heading to the market. That probability of precipitation map does show you that our chances get a little better as we go through the afternoon and early evening time frame. things should begin to quiet down and those showers should diminish as the sun sets. We're not going to see a lot of sunshine today, though. Excuse me. Temperatures are in the upper 60s to low 70s. We have 68 in Madison and Mineral Point. Dew points, though, are rather high. Dew points are in the mid 60s right now. We'll climb into the upper 60s, meaning it's going to feel quite humid this afternoon. Take a look at future track, and while you may see a few peaks of sunshine here and there, plenty of clouds in the area today, and after lunchtime, those scattered showers move back into southern Wisconsin. So again, they will be fairly light and a little bit more fast moving than they were yesterday. They should move through the area a little more quickly. Otherwise, as the sun begins to set, those rain chances diminish once again. Overnight tonight into early on Sunday, another dry start to the day. Slight chance for rain on Sunday, but even lesser of a chance than we have today. Precipitation potential through this weekend. While there is some rain, most areas are going to see less than 1/4 of an inch. Here's a look at your forecast then. We have temperatures that will stay in the 70s this weekend. A little cooler than normal, but we do get back into the 80s with sunshine as we head into next week.
Those 70s seem very refreshing, Hattie. I like it.
Yeah, nice change.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Everywhere you look, there are tour buses, taxis, and Ubers driving on the wrong side of the road, parking illegally and blocking driveways just to take a picture in front of the full house home. But that's about to change. The local transportation agency in San Francisco has agreed to ban all 9 or more seat tour buses in the area. It's something neighbors have been asking the board to do for years now. Neighbors say it's just one small step in stopping the traffic jams on that block.
Since the promotion of the house, we've counted 1,000 to 1,500 visitors or more on busy days. They come in cars, Ubers and Lyfts, tour buses, go-cars, bikes, and motorcycles.
Neighbors say that even with this new restriction, fans will continue to come, much to their frustration. Right now, the second most photographed home in the country could be yours for a cool $2 million. The Brady Bunch house is on the market. The iconic home in Studio City, California was last sold in 1973 for $60,000. The exterior of the 3-bedroom, 2-bath home was used in the opening and closing shots of the show. Everything else was filmed on a studio lot. Even though it's been updated, it still has that 70s vibe. According to the listing agent, the only home photographed more than the Brady's house is the White House. How about that? 8:16 right now. A soggy start to the weekend makes for the perfect time to catch a new movie in theaters or rewatch a classic at home. Our Will Loper shares his picks in this week's 3 Things to Watch.
Hey Josh, prepare for Shark Week with one of the best shark movies in recent years, The Shallows.
What did you say the name of this place was?
This is paradise.
Blake Lively is stranded on a rock and must survive a shark. The movie is simple, tense, and very stressful.
30, 40 yards. It takes them 32 seconds.
The Shallows is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
She draws out her second bottom turn and hooks it one more time. Bethany Hamilton is holding nothing back, potentially one of the highest scoring rides of the day as this final comes to a close here at Turtle Bay.
For a real-life shark story, check out Soul Surfer. The film stars Anna Sophia Robb as Bethany Hamilton, who gets attacked by a shark and loses an arm, and must relearn how to surf and live her life after losing the limb.
Take it nice and easy, Bethany.
Hey, don't worry about it. It was a junk wave anyway.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll get the next one.
surfers available to rent or buy everywhere now.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
And of course, any talk of shark movies has to include Jaws.
Y'all know me. Know how I earn a living. I'll catch this bird for you, but it ain't gonna be easy. It's bad fish. Not like going down the pond chasing bluegills or tommycocks. This shark, swallow you whole.
Roy Scheider stars as a police chief Martin Brody, who must find a way to stop a giant shark from terrorizing a local beach.
That's a 20-footer.
25. 3 tons on them.
Jaws is available to rent or buy everywhere now. Happy swimming. Those are the 3 things you need to watch. And this is Will Loper from News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Time now is 8:20 this Saturday morning. From movies to music, maybe some live entertainment is more up your alley this weekend.
She expensive, she is also fine. She don't need the best, but I can afford.
Just ahead, we go backstage with local band The Jimmies. We're featuring them in this month's Morning Notes. That's when News 3 This Morning Saturday continues.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Hattie McLean. Your first alert weather forecast starts with a lot of clouds here in Madison and across most of southern Wisconsin. Here's a look at the radar and satellite map combined this morning. Plenty of clouds, a few breaks though, especially to the west. Otherwise, no rain showing up in the area just yet. That may change though as we head towards the afternoon. Still some moisture up to the north that will rotate through. Here's a look at our temperatures statewide. We're close to 70 here in southern Wisconsin. A little bit cooler in the north. 65 in Superior and Ladysmith this morning, 67 in Green Bay. Our forecast has mostly cloudy skies today, mild and muggy conditions. Dew points are going to remain high, so temperatures climbing into the 70s will still feel a little sticky. Scattered showers developing this afternoon, but diminishing this evening. An isolated rumble of thunder is possible. It'll be a little warmer tomorrow with that chance for rain confined mainly to the morning. Have a wonderful day.
All right, Hattie, thank you. 8:24 is your time right now. From failure to frontman, you'd never know Jimmy Vagley once received an F in his high school band class. That F actually gave him the motivation to learn. As photojournalist Christopher Hobbaker shows us, tonight he'll play on the same stage as one of the country's most popular blues rock bands. Here's this month's Morning Notes.
Jimmy's sound is it's kind of a cross between Chicago traditional blues and a little bit of a tinge of New Orleans funk based around the horns and the horn sound and a little Hammond in there. So it's kind of a gumbo of a whole bunch of stuff.
Say God don't give us rolling, we can bear. And I know she's right, Green Reaper, be ready.
Big, fun, loud. It's a party when the Jimmies play.
I play piano and Hammond organ.
And vocals.
And vocals. Correct. We have Perry Weber, the guitar player, the blues icon we call him. And the bass, my lifelong friend Johnny Wortweiler from Monroe. And the horns are Pete Ross, Mike Bowman, and Kevin Fazy.
Just the energy and the camaraderie with the guys. They're all beautiful guys, you know. And so what else could you ask for?
She expensive, she is also fine. She don't need the best, but I can afford.
I had always grown up with horn bands. My family had always been musically inclined, and I knew I wanted to start a band at some point that had horns in it, and I put out this CD, hired a whole bunch of friends, and lo and behold, I just started a band, and here we go.
This is an example of a good American right here bringing beer to the band. Let's lay that out right now.
We're working on a whole slew of new ones. Probably have, 15 or 20 new songs.
Hard to explain what happens when you bring the music and the joy together. And it's rewarding every day that we do it.
Jimmies are the Madison band. Everybody loves the Jimmies. If you get a chance to come and see us, please do it.
Thanks to Christopher Hobbaker for throwing that together for us. You can catch the Jimmies in person tonight at the Edgewater. They're opening for Blues Traveler. The show starts at 6. 8:28 right now. Today's top stories are straight ahead, including the one-stop shopping event where you can pick up deals from both Maxwell and Monroe Street businesses. And coming to Washington for round 2, it's an invitation surprising even some top intelligence officials. A look at what would be a history-making meeting between President Trump and Putin in Washington. The news is back in the morning on News 3 This Morning, Saturday. A second history-making meeting. After a whirlwind week both in Washington and overseas, President Trump does something no president has done in nearly a decade: invite the leader of Russia to the White House.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good morning and welcome back to News 3 This Morning, Saturday. It is just after 8:30 on this July 21st. I'm Josh Breiter. Hattie will join us with your weekend forecast in just a moment, but first, new information from Sun Prairie overnight. The investigation into what caused the deadly explosion in downtown Sun Prairie is over. We don't yet know the results of that investigation, but the city administrator and Sun Prairie police chief have confirmed to News 3 it is complete. We're told the site will now be turned over to the city for cleanup and recovery. Happening today, the Culvers in Mount Horeb is donating 25% of its sales to Joseph Larson's family. Joseph was the 19-year-old boy who took his own life earlier this month. We talked to his family earlier this week. His mom, Heidi, says her son struggled with autism, anxiety, and depression. Joseph used to work at that Mount Horeb Culvers. This weekend, an annual shopping tradition in downtown Madison will include even more stores selling on State Street. Maxwell Street Days continues today, running through Sunday. Shops along there will bring their deals out onto the sidewalks, and this year, organizers invited businesses on Monroe Street to participate. Many of those family-owned stores have struggled to keep customers coming in during road construction there. Also happening this weekend, you have a chance to check out planes from World War II, the Vietnam War, and the Korean War. It's Janesville Warbird Weekend at the Southern Wisconsin Regional Airport. An event coordinator tells the Janesville Gazette that seeing the planes doesn't just teach people about history. Veterans can get inside the cockpit to fly those planes, hopefully replacing some of the traumatic memories associated with war with new memories of flying. Warbird Weekend runs both today and tomorrow. Now here's Hattie with your weekend forecast. Good morning, Hads.
Good morning, Josh. And if you are headed down to Janesville, don't cancel any plans just yet. It will be cloudy, and while there's a chance for rain, it's a pretty small chance this afternoon. Here's a look at our current conditions. 68 here in Madison, north winds at 13 miles an hour. It definitely is a cloudy and muggy start to the day today. Doppler track, though, is showing you very quiet conditions across the region. We're not expecting any rain yet this morning, but as we head towards the afternoon and evening hours, that's when some scattered showers will begin to move into southern Wisconsin. An isolated rumble of thunder is possible, however, no severe weather is expected. Now, temperatures today will climb through the 60s, back into the mid-70s, topping out right around 75 degrees. So muggy, but comfortable on those temperatures. Here's a look at your first alert traffic update then this morning, showing you what's happening in the Madison area. No delays on the Beltline, but it is a little slow going in the downtown areas this morning. Farmers Market in full swing right now. If you are headed into Madison, no delays on any of the major routes heading into the city. And that's your first alert traffic.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Developing this morning, following a whirlwind weekend both abroad and at home, President Donald Trump is now inviting Russian President Vladimir Putin to Washington, D.C. for a second summit. A Russia leader hasn't visited the White House in nearly a decade. Lauren Podesta explains how this would be a huge sign for diplomacy between the two countries.
Less than a week has passed since President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin sat down for talks in Helsinki, Finland. Now Mr. Trump wants another summit, this time on home turf.
The White House has announced on Twitter that Vladimir Putin is coming to the White House in the fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be special.
Director of National Intelligence Dan Coates appeared caught off guard about the potential summit in September when asked at the Aspen Security Forum yesterday. Coates did say he wants to get to the bottom of the cyber threats that the Russians pose to our democracy.
Between now and the election, we just need to assure the American people we're doing absolutely everything we can to make this a clean election.
What lawmakers clearly hope for in a future summit is more transparency about what will be discussed. Right now, it's still unclear what exactly Mr. Trump and Mr. Putin agreed to behind closed doors.
We shouldn't be just guessing based on the statements of the Russian ambassador or based on things we hear reported in the media, as valuable as that is.
And if President Putin again denies Russian meddling in U.S. elections,
our party needs to stand up more and say, this is wrong, this is untrue.
Republican Senator Jeff Flake said he wants to see an immediate rebuttal from the president and the entire Republican Party. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
President Trump tweeted a broad list of topics he hopes to discuss at the second meeting, including terrorism, security for Israel, cyber attacks, and trade. Time now is 8:37. Thousands of miles away, a threat is rising in the Atlantic Ocean. It's a massive iceberg terrorizing an entire village. Why this threat is so scary, not just because of its size and for those living around it, but its connection to climate change. Thanks for watching News 3 This Morning, Saturday. Welcome back at 8:40. Happening now, a remote village in Greenland is threatened by a massive iceberg. Video captured a large piece of the iceberg breaking off and crashing into the water. There are fears another breakaway chunk could trigger a tsunami. As Mark Phillips reports, researchers blame the threat on climate change.
It's huge, it's beautiful, and when the massive iceberg that's grounded off the tiny Greenland fishing port of Inarssuit starts to break up, it's dangerous. The village on Greenland's west coast is home to only 169 people, and more than 30 of them have already been moved to higher ground because when the iceberg calves, when chunks of it fall into the sea, powerful waves surge into the harbor. If the warm weather means the berg breaks up faster, or worst of all, rolls over, the town could be flooded. Greenland's ice is on the move. This is the Helheim Glacier on the east coast, and that's a chunk half the size of Manhattan breaking off in a spectacular event captured last month by a husband and wife climate science team from New York University.
It was really extraordinary. The sound was like a sonic boom or thunder, a thunderstorm.
Denise and David Holland of NYU have spent decades studying Greenland's ice and have never seen anything like it.
Is this an event that we're going to be seeing more and more of?
Warmer air, or perhaps even more important, warmer water, leads to very rapid disintegration of ice. And icebergs are a very unstable structure.
The calving of icebergs off Greenland's glaciers isn't new. The question is whether it's speeding up because the Arctic seas are warming, and what that means. On a trip there several years ago, that it was happening was obvious.
How quickly these icebergs break off the glaciers and how fast they float out to sea and melt will determine how quick sea levels rise across the planet. This isn't theory, these are the real consequences of climate change in handy frozen packets.
These bergs, the Helheim Glacier, that monster stuck off Inarsuit, they are the future.
Those residents of Inarsuit are watching that berg and watching the thermometer, and so should we. Mark Phillips, CBS News, London.
Get this, the iceberg is so large it can actually be seen from space, and so can several others, which scientists say are also dangerous, being so close to area villages. 8:43 is your time right now. Are you looking for something to do this weekend? Well, we have several ideas for you coming up. Live music is popping up just about everywhere around town, and a summer classic returns. Yes, we're talking about the Dane County Fair. What you need to know before heading out the door in your weekend 608. That's all next, right here on News 3 This Morning, Saturday. But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 years old soon, please let us know so we can show their picture on TV.
Good morning. Your first alert weather forecast today does start with cloudy skies and cooler temperatures. Take a look at our 10-day temperature trend. We're a little bit below normal today, hitting a high of 75. Normal highs would still be in the lower 80s. Temperatures stay a little cool this weekend, but then we get back into the 80s as we start the next work week. But overall, our trend is for actually below normal temperatures, even as we head through the next weekend. So it looks like we'll end July on kind of a cool note. Here's a look at your forecast for the fair today. We're looking at temperatures in the upper 60s at 11 o'clock, just cloudy skies. After the lunch hour, though, that is when we could see some scattered showers begin to pop up across southern Wisconsin. They'll generally be pretty light. No severe weather is expected, but a few rumbles of thunder will be possible. Temperatures will top in the mid-70s today, so definitely not too hot for the fair. Take a look at Doppler track and you'll see that things are pretty quiet here across southern Wisconsin. Some moisture to the north, though, out over the UP that is going to rotate through the region, and I would expect those showers to begin to pop up as we head towards the afternoon hours. No severe weather expected here, though. The severe weather threat has transitioned well to the south and east part of the country, and then another developing storm system brings a slight risk for severe weather to parts of the northern plains. But our weather forecast is dealing with this area of low pressure that's located right over the southern tip of Lake Michigan. It's been a pretty slow-moving low pressure system, keeping us under clouds with chances for rain. And again, today you see those showers popping up across southern Wisconsin for the afternoon, diminishing overnight. We'll likely start tomorrow with clouds, an isolated chance for a few showers, but otherwise maybe a clearing trend better likely to happen during the afternoon as high pressure moves in from the west. Things should stay quiet then as we head towards the first part of next week. Here's a live look from downtown Madison. The Edgewater Skycam looking out over the Union, looking a little choppy on the lake, though. Those waves looking pretty big this morning with a north wind. 68 here in Madison, 70 in Janesville. Temperature in the Dells is 68 as well. It is going to be muggy today with dew points climbing into the upper 60s this afternoon, so keep that in mind. North winds will be a little breezy at times as well, 10 to 20 miles per hour. If you want to time out that rain, likely staying dry through the lunch hour. Afternoon, though, scattered showers beginning to move into the area. Those showers will continue through the afternoon, but then diminish this evening. Here's a look at your extended forecast. We have temperatures that will top a little bit closer to 80 tomorrow. Just a chance for rain mainly during the morning. Otherwise, dry weather as we start the next work week with warmer temperatures as well. Here's a look at our pet walk forecast for today. This is a cute picture. Gracie and Emily in Stoughton. What a pair. Maybe have to dodge a few raindrops this afternoon, but I think Gracie might have a rain jacket. Look how cute she is.
I think so too. She looks like she's spoiled. But hey, I was just thinking that 10-day forecast is going to bring us to the end of July.
Scary, isn't it?
Isn't that scary? Where's the summer going?
I don't know. It goes so fast every year.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Well, we've been asking you to share your morning with us. Kind of a gloomy morning out there right now, but check out this photo that Julie Hogue posted on Facebook. This is from Roxbury. Look at that sunrise. I feel like we've had some incredible sunrises lately, when it's not raining, of course. Thanks so much for sharing, Julie. What does your morning look like? Be sure to take a picture and post it to the Channel 3000 Facebook page, or you can go to Twitter or Instagram and use the hashtag MyNews3Morning, and we're going to share all of our favorites every day right here on News 3 This Morning. What is the weekend in the 608? And here's a look at what's going on around town. Let's start big with an annual favorite continuing all weekend long. The smell of corn dogs, cotton candy, and cows. The Dane County Fair takes over the Aligned Energy Center grounds. It's showcasing aerial artists, stunt dogs, animal exhibits, carnival rides, fair food, and live music. And speaking of music, contemporary Christian musician Ryan Stevenson plays tonight at the fair. There's also a chance to check out a brand new space in Madison, and it's going to be sure to be a new favorite here for entertainment space, no doubt. It's called Communication, and you can find it on Milwaukee Street. The grand opening will be held today from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. We're told the music and art space is for all ages. They'll have a musician and an art workshop, both kid-friendly events in the morning. The fun continues all day with live music a little later at 7 p.m. If local bands aren't your thing, you may want to find the real deal. How about a little blues traveler tonight at the Edgewater? The band, known for its top 40 hits like Run Around and Hook, will play a little after 6 o'clock this evening. The band's music covers a variety of genres, including blues, rock, and soul. Local favorite, the Jimmies, open up the party of the summer starting at 6 p.m. There are two other great options for you, and you can hit them both if you have the time. Opera in the Park takes over Garner Park tonight at 8. The Madison Opera and the Madison Symphony Orchestra will play. It's the 17th year of this event, but we'll warn you, bring your chairs and, of course, that mosquito spray. Then Sunday at 2 p.m. is the 50th anniversary of the Capital City Band Concert at the Oscar Rennebohm Park on Regent Street. There will be a wide range of music at this one. As always, be sure to pick up this copy of the month's Madison magazine for all of the best in the Madison area. 8:52 is your time right now. Stay connected with News 3 throughout your Saturday. Join us tonight at 6 and 10. We'll have more on how the community of Sun Prairie is rallying together again this weekend as they begin to rebuild. But first, born into pure chaos. The unique baby delivery gone viral thanks to where baby Gracelyn was born. Hear from her parents just ahead on News 3 This Morning, Saturday. Welcome back at 8:55. An expectant couple had planned their baby's birth for months, but earlier this week, they were forced to abandon those plans and think fast. Savannah Louie shows us how their story has gone viral thanks to where their baby was born.
Baby Gracelyn is calm and quiet. You'd never guess she was born into pure chaos.
I realized, oh my gosh, this is happening. I'm going to give birth in a Chick-fil-A bathroom.
That's right, a Chick-fil-A bathroom. The Griffin family was driving to San Antonio's University Hospital Tuesday night, but plans changed during a bathroom break at the Stone Ridge Chick-fil-A off Highway 281 and Evans.
We were able to bang on the door because she kept saying she had to go to the bathroom.
The restaurant was closed, but employees let the 38-week pregnant mother inside. That trip to the bathroom quickly turned serious.
I couldn't really hold anything in.
We're going to do something great, but we're going to do it right here and we're going to do it right now.
And I didn't hesitate for 1 second.
I hear high-pitched screaming and I'm like, okay, this is serious, this is happening. And I get on the phone with the 911 dispatcher.
Brenda was there that night. She's used to delivering orders, but none like this.
Assistance to the dispatcher over what color is the baby, is it good, is it crying?
Robert handled his daughter's life-threatening obstacles.
the umbilical cord that was wrapped around actually twice.
In just a matter of minutes, the Griffins had given birth to a brand new baby girl right inside this Chick-fil-A bathroom. Stressfully, but safely. The parents are receiving praise while little Gracelyn gets presents. Free Chick-fil-A for life and a guaranteed first job when she turns 16. But the most special gift of all, something that couldn't be wrapped.
A new friendship, and I want to say it's a friendship for life.
Hope Grayson likes chicken.
Yeah, that's true. Guaranteed first job. That's pretty impressive.
That's awesome,
You
and
don't
quite
get
the
that.
story to have for your lifetime there.
That's true. Well, let me tell you a story about the weather today. We have cloudy skies this morning, mainly dry across southern Wisconsin. Look for some showers to begin to develop after lunchtime today. They should be pretty light and move through the area pretty quickly. Otherwise, temperatures topping in the mid-70s with plenty of humidity to go around today.
All right, Hattie, thank you, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you back tomorrow morning starting at 6:30.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.